everyone, Abby here, and welcome back to my channel for Tech Tuesday, or welcome if you're new. Today I'm going to be reviewing the Fitbit Sense. But before I get started, make sure to hit that subscribe button if you're not already subscribed so you can stay tuned to all my new videos dropping weekly and so you can help the channel grow. And I do have a full unboxing on this watch. If you are interested, you can find that in the top right or in the description below. So I have this smartwatch in the color Lunar White Soft Gold, and it currently goes for $239.99 Canadian and $226 American. And that is the current sale prices, guys, because they are on sale as of recording. Because it has been out for a while, it was released in 2020. It definitely goes on sale quite frequently, which is great. All right, guys, so this is what it looks like on me. And I do have a 7-inch wrist. And I'm wearing this small band right here. And when I actually put on the large band, I go all the way up to the top, guys. So they definitely do fit a wide variety of wrist sizes. So when it does come to comfort on this watch, I do find it pretty comfortable to wear. The silicone on this Fitbit is nice and smooth and silky feeling. It's not kind of a sticky feeling silicone like some smartwatches. It does have this kind of quick release mechanism where you just pop it out and pull. All right, guys, so this has a 1.58-inch color AMOLED display. So you can definitely see those bright, bold, punchy colors. It has a battery life up to 6 days. It has built-in NFC, GPS, GLONASS, Wi-Fi, and Bluetooth. It has vibration for alerts, as well as a speaker and a mic. So you can take calls on here and speak on your watch directly. It does have voice assistant, being Google Assistant or Alexa. It has SpO2, so you can track your blood oxygen saturation. It has 24-hour heart rate tracking, advanced sleep tracking. It's water resistant up to 50 meters, and it is swim proof, so you can take it in the pool. It has all-day activity tracking for things like your steps, your floors climbed, your calories burned, and it tracks a variety of workouts like swimming, running, and yoga. You can download Deezer playlists. But if you're like me and you use Spotify, you cannot download music with Spotify. It has relaxation breathing and an EDA sensor. Now, these are not all the specs about this watch, but as you can see, I'm running out of space here. And these are definitely some of the most important, I think. So right now I'm showing you the display indoors under some lighting, and it is quite reflective, as you can see. And I do not have a screen protector on here, so this is how it just naturally appears. And I have it set to the dim brightness just to save battery life, but you could always punch it up. Dim, normal, and max. All right, guys, so this is what it looks like outdoors in the natural lighting under some sunlight. And as I said before, it is quite reflective indoors and outdoors. When you are outdoors, I would definitely recommend pumping up your brightness to the normal setting, because at dim, it is readable, but for some people this may be hard to read because it is quite reflective. So the GPS I'm finding to be decently accurate, but the time it takes to connect to the GPS is really long. It takes usually 2 to 3 minutes for me to actually get this watch to connect outdoors. So I'll just kind of have to start my run, start my walk, and wait for it to connect, which is annoying because I'm missing out on it tracking data in the meantime. So overall accuracy on this smartwatch is pretty good, guys. But an area where I think they could improve is with the step accuracy. I'm finding the steps to be a bit high when I do compare this to some other smartwatches. For example, even I just walked about 50 steps, I counted it out, and when I got to 50, this was at 56. So it's a bit high, guys, but the heart rate data has been very accurate in my experience. And here's an example of one of my workouts. So this has an advertised battery life of up to 6 days as a smartwatch. And with my uses, which I have on screen for you guys, things like GPS walks, runs, daily alarms, timers, and more, I've gotten on average 4.5 days of battery life with this watch. Now for me, I think that's okay. You know, you have to charge your watch like once or twice a week. You don't have to charge it every day. And that's definitely steps above some other smartwatches out there. But personally, I like smartwatches that last longer because I am someone who does forget to charge things, so I just find that more convenient. But I definitely do think that this can fit well into a lot of people's lifestyles. And do keep in mind, guys, the battery results I get might differ from what you get. You know, battery life is something that heavily differs depending on your individual usage. So I'm just gonna go ahead and show you guys kind of an example of a text message. So here is a text that just came in. and this is what it looks like. So you can see the entire message here. It says the sender, the message here. You can also go ahead and click this and send a quick reply like a yes, a no, and then you can go ahead and send emojis too, which I really like. All right, so now I'm gonna be talking about women's health. So for my male viewers out there who don't wanna see this, you can definitely go ahead and use my timestamp right down here and in the description and skip to the next section where I'm gonna be talking about how to use this watch. So when it comes to women's health, I'm a little disappointed in it because you're not able to log your symptoms and how you're feeling on your smartwatch. There's just no option to do that. When it comes to logging, all you can do is log your weight, you can log your food and water. So what you have to do for that is you have to go into the Fitbit app and then you can kind of track your menstrual health there. And here's a quick example of how it looks on my phone. It does have a period prediction and you can log your symptoms. All right guys, so now I'm gonna go into how to use this watch, and I'm just gonna go over the basics here. So the first thing you're gonna wanna do is wake up the display. So you can either double tap, or you can choose to hit this little kind of like hidden button at the side here. And then when you have it on your wrist, you can go ahead, turn it towards your face, and the screen will wake up. Alternatively, you can choose to turn on the always on display mode, but that significantly lowers your battery life, guys. So the next thing you can do once you have, the screen open is you can swipe down to look at your notifications. If you have any, click on them there. You can swipe right and see your shortcuts here, and then the battery life. You can swipe left, and then you can see all your apps. So I'll show you guys the ones I have on here. And if you want to go start an activity, for example, you would just click on exercise and then, choose your activity. And click start. And inversely, if you wanted to use any of these, you just go over to it, click it, and you're good to go. And then you can press this at any time to go back to the home page. And then you click it again and it will turn off the display or kind of put the display to sleep. So you can also swipe up, and this is where you're gonna see your daily metrics. So it's gonna show you your heart rate, your current exercise for the week, your sleep, and what other activities that you do have activated. And then if you decide to click on something, for example, like the heart rate, it's gonna show you kind of a bigger metric and a bit more information than what you saw at that quick glance. And another thing you can do is if you hold this, you can open up your shortcut. For me, that is alarms. And if you double tap this button at the side here, you're going to open up kind of a little shortcut menu. And you can choose, what you have here. And all right, guys, that's the basics of how to use this watch. I definitely do find it pretty easy to use. Now, sleep tracking is definitely Fitbit's strength, in my opinion, compared to other smartwatches. I find them to be one of the best, if not the best, sleep trackers. So looking at my sleep here, we can see the sleep time, the sleep score, and a little message. And then we could see our sleep stages, light, deep, REM, and time awake. And the sleep I have found to be pretty accurate. And one great thing about Fitbit is if you do take naps during the day, it does track that. And if you're someone who also does shift work and you sleep during the day and not at night, your watch will track that as well, no problem, where some other watches do have issues with that type of sleep tracking. It does have, ECG or EKG, depending on where you're from. It could be called either or. And with that, you can see basically like your heart rate rhythms, and it will check for abnormal heart rate rhythms. I'm just going to do a quick example for you guys. So here's the results, normal sinus rhythm, that's what it appears like. And if I go over to the Fitbit app now, you'll be able to see that information. You can take calls on this smartwatch. Honestly, the calls don't sound crystal clear. They are decent, but they could be better. I'm just gonna show you guys a little demo of how the calls do sound on this smartwatch. So it shows who's calling, and then you can choose to accept or deny. Hello? Good. Can you hear me? Does it sound like clear or not?
It's okay, it's kind of coming out. It's not the best. perception, but it's okay.
Oh, okay. Well, thanks for letting me know. Yeah, I'm just testing out my Fitbit Sense here.
Yeah, like your voice cuts out every like 5-6 seconds for like a quarter of a second. Yeah, it keeps happening, especially when you laugh. Every time you laugh, it like doesn't like your laugh.
Okay. So I don't think this is the best option for calling, but if you're in a pinch on the go and you don't have your phone directly on you, maybe it's in your bag, it's definitely usable for taking calls. All right, guys, so I have noticed some kind of cons about the smartwatch. The first one for me is that it's a bit slow when it comes to responsiveness. So when I go to, wake up the screen, I find sometimes there's a delay and sometimes it doesn't record your double taps. If I'm going to open this up, you do have to wait for it to load. And that goes for opening up most things. It's definitely slower than I would have liked it to be in 2022. A lot of things that you want to view on the watch, you don't have access to exclusively on the watch unless it's currently, paired to your phone. So that's something that I don't like. So sleep is a big one for me. You're not going to see any of this until you sync it to your phone in the morning and your phone processes it and then sends it to your smartwatch. The final con I noticed about this watch is that it gets quite sweaty. I do find that when I'm working out and just having this on in the summer, which it is right now as I'm recording, I find that the watch does get quite sweaty under here and it's also sweaty under the band. So these are definitely some things I'd like to see improved in the future. All right, guys, so considering the price, the quality, the color, the performance, the accuracy, the battery life, and everything like that, I would go ahead and give this a 7.8 out of 10. And I definitely do give it a thumbs up. So if you guys are looking to pick up the Fitbit Sense here, I've gone ahead and left a link down in the description for you to use. So for those of you wondering if the Fitbit Sense is worth it in 2022, at this time I would say yes. If you're looking to stay in the Fitbit ecosystem, if you're already invested in the app, if you like how it works, stuff like that, I would definitely say that this could be a good option for you. But if you don't need the EKG or Bluetooth calling, I would definitely check out the Fitbit Versa 3 and save yourself some money. And if you want to get out of the Fitbit ecosystem, I definitely think there are some great options from Garmin and from Samsung, for example. If you want to watch a little bit faster and a watch that can work a lot more independently without being synced to your phone, then I would definitely check out one of those. And if there's anything I missed today that you want to know, just go ahead and drop a comment below. Thanks for watching, guys, and make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.